do. Let's go to Billy for our demo. Billy, I'm going to make you co-host here real quick. That way you can navigate properly and similar to our demos. Billy's doing the demo. Billy's going to do his demo his way, his methods, his turning style, his processes. And so if anybody has any questions or comments that they would like to add to his demo, please hold them until the end of the demo. And then those questions and comments can be reacted to at that time by Billy or someone else within the group. And so with that, Billy, the floor is yours. I am going to mute everybody. Please unmute yourself.
As we've been talking about SWAT, one of the demonstrations that I went to was Emiliano Achaval from Maui. He did two demonstrations, one on thread chasing and one on Calabash bowls. And I enjoyed them both immensely, but I learned an incredible amount of information on Calabash bowls. They're very special. I learned that I'm doing them wrong, have been for years, but they originally was, just the top of the calabash gourd knocked off and hollowed out. And then they started chiseling out the insides with basalt stone and the round shape as well, and then sanding them smooth with pumice stone. And they were only given to Hawaiian royalty. Well, I was not really fretting, but wondering, okay, what am I going to do for the club? So I thought that I would share with you what I've learned from Emiliano concerning Calabash bowls. So if I can go to the right place. This is the other side of that piece of elm that I did the other day. It would make a beautiful natural edge bowl in and of its own right, but I decided it's also a pretty good candidate for a small calabash bowl. I've already rough turned it round, and so I'm going to start turning this down, and we'll turn a tenon on it, and then I'll explain the dimension. Get my face shield on. It's touching with my microphone. Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Billy, I think when you switch cameras, your sound got better.
Oh, good. So I've got my face shield on. So we're just going to rough the back of this off. I could have done this earlier, but I thought turning it around was good enough for the time being. Just to save some time. Got a fresh edge on the ground. The critical thing about the Calabash bowls is actually the way that you take them. Either my tool wrist walked or my banjo did. I'm not sure. But All right, we got the pin taking shape. I got Joaquin at SWAT. He, I said, I picked up a Vic Mark 120. And he said, I'm so jealous. And then I said, Chuck. And he's, he thought I bought a Vic Mark leg. So I'm going to try to just start making that bottom shape a little bit and then I'll explain. I'll get some of that bark out of the way. And Trent Bosch sells these little gadgets for a number of chucks. And so I'm doing the pencil thing because the Vic Mark does on the Vic Mark are a little bit bigger than it does on my Record Power SP4. But this little gadget will let you put the inside or outside if you're doing a mortar forward sentence. Got a little bit more to go. You know what? That'll let me get in there. I think that'll work. So the crucial thing about the Calabash is the shape. There are no flats on it at all. And the bottom is always round. And the reason it's round, well, I don't know why. Well, because the gourd was. But so you make the bottom round. But the important thing is where you start coming in up here. And according to Emiliano, it's about a third. So about right here. So this will go round and then we'll start coming back in. And I'm only going to come in another, I don't know, quarter or 3/8 of an inch, but we'll make that round and then we can turn it around, chuck it up and hollow the inside. Just find the mark again. I can't see it. Yeah, that's about a third right there. Now, I know I'm round, but that doesn't mean that I'm always good at creating a round bottom. I've never created a round bottom. You quit. There are going to be some cracks in this bowl, but that's okay. Another issue or another thing he said about Calabash bowls is they always try to leave some sapwood in it. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. There's not going to be too much sapwood in this piece of elm, but there should be a little bit right in here. So anyway, that's the goal. And they don't worry about cracks. It's not so, but what they do, and I'm not going to have time for this tonight, but I will do it when I'm in the finished piece. They use butterflies in the crack. Sometimes they will use, I don't remember what they call the dowels, but they'll use a dowel at the end of the crack to stop it. But their butterflies and their dowels don't go all the way through. They're just on the outside. Yeah, that'll be round. Thin so. Now, if I can pull off this shape, we'll be in good shape. If I can keep from doing that, we'd be in better shape. So what we want here is a gradual curve. Before I get ahead of myself. This is not real even. So I want to take that, even it up some. Yes, I'm right-handed. You too can learn to turn left-handed if you. Some more will come off of here on this side, but gradual. And I'm watching the horizon. Now, Calabash bowls come in all sizes. Some are short, some are tall, some are fat. I've never seen a skinny one, so that makes it perfect for me. That was a joke. look. Not that, ooh, that's ugly. Maybe a little too flat right there. Oh, that's going to come out anyway. Yes, I am not stopping this with my hand. There's too many cracks and stuff in this helm, and it would get you. Got most of it out. I've got the bottom, I've got the handle of the tool down, so I'm getting a shearing cut here, not a shear straight.
Starting to see the form take place.
Yes, sir. I've got one tiny little spot that's a little too flat right there. So, and I still got some carrot around here on this round. That's pretty close. This is an Eddie Castellan trick. I think that'll work. Like I said, I will be putting bow ties in the later. I've got to find some and get the template. I'm going to use a router, little palm router and bit and bushing set. to put those in. I'm thinking about maybe trying to do it a different way. Got a little groove in there I need to get out on a little rough spot.
When you take the tenon off, are you going to have it round right to the very center of the bowl?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was the way I was taught to make them.
Yes, yeah, it should be round all the way. There's no flat spots on the bottom at all. Yeah, it's a little rough down there, but I can clean that up when I turn it around because it's got a little meat there. Another thing is your wall thickness stays the same all the way down, but they leave them thicker at the bottom. And the reason they leave them thicker at the bottom is so that it self-rights itself all the time. There's always that center of gravity down low. I'm going to do a quick sand. I turn my dust collector on.
No sound.
What?
I said there's no sound from the dust collection, so don't worry.
Oh. No, it's not very loud. The dust collector is in the back room. When I trimmed this up on the bandsaw yesterday, it was still 15 to 25% moisture content when I put it up here on the lathe. So this is still a relatively wet piece of elm. I've still got a little work to do down on the bottom, but I can take care of that. I actually kind of like that bark left there. I'm just going to stand this to 120 for now. Now I'm running it backwards. this is two things. I like to film in reverse sometimes, especially with an early grip. Because if you've got any grain that's trying to hide on you, or you've got some parallax that you're working with, cracks that you're working with. That little piece of sandpaper don't want to stay with me, so I'll let it fly. Oh yeah, feel better. And you can clean all of those, all of that fuzzies in there. You can cut them out with a sharp chisel or an X-Acto knife or whatever if you want to. So now we can turn this around. So look, it's a heavy sucker. That big mark.
Good chucks.
Well, that's what I've heard. That's what I bought it.
You will like.
See how close I was on my. I could have got it a little smaller, but I think it will be okay. I want to make sure. Yep, we're still lined up. So I'll loosen that a little bit, drive it to the shoulder, and tighten her up. In theory, it should still be true. Because this is wet wood, I want to stop that in a minute and check that because it will compress. Turn the speed down to start with just so I can see if it's running true. That's not shabby.
Just as it should be.
All right. Because I'm a chicken, I like to start on the inside with the tailstock up if I can. But I'll give me some clearance.
No, that's not being a chicken, Billy. That's being smart.
Well, I don't like things coming loose. It happens sometimes, but
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I recommend that to all my students.
Yeah, I do too. I even recommend that to that little devil that sits on my shoulder.
Yeah, it's a practice I follow in my own shop as well. Tailstock support
Yes.
as long as possible.
Correct.
Yep. What Bob wrote. Yep.
Yep. Now we can true this edge up. Now I've seen people that will back this off and then just go in and start hollowing it out. But I like to leave some support in the middle when I'm up here on the outside. Gotta put a quick edge on my 40-40. I'm not going to be able to leave it up here very long because I'm cutting in.
What wall thickness are you going to aim for?
I beg your pardon?
What wall thickness are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for about 1/4 of an inch, I think, Ruby.
Okay.
Look at the curls coming off of that thing. Now I can get this out of the way. I think I'm safe enough. I do want to make sure that's still tight. Take some more off of there. Okay. Now the trick is to not get into the camera. I got it. Wow. What happens when you get too aggressive?
Never fails.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little in a hurry. When you're doing stuff like that, speed is not your friend. Well, it is as far as RPMs go, but Now I got the stuff out of my way. Yeah. I didn't think I was being too aggressive.
Caught the wall. Transition.
Yeah. Okay.
You got plenty of time. Take your time, Billy.
I don't know.
It was on the thick side there, anyhow.
It is a little bit. The hard part is staying around the corner.
And it could be that 40-40 grind.
Do what?
I said it could be that 40-40 grind.
Oh no, I'm trying to. I'm looking. The camera is like right here, and I'm. My head is just above it. I'm trying to look
No.
where my tool is, so I can judge my thickness. Still a little thick down there, but it's not bad. Ooh, look at those shadings.
Yeah,
All over
nice.
everything. But that's not a bad cut at all. I really like the 40-40 gun. That's the load from the tree, Billy. I need to see how deep I am because I don't want to go too far. I want to leave some meat. I don't want to leave that much meat. Better. David had asked last week. I got a little groove there, but no real tear out. He asked last week how about getting the transition cleaned up. And I mentioned using a round nose negative rate scraper and just getting some width. So if you're watching, Dave, see the width coming off of this? Very, very light cut. And if you hear it start to squeal, it's creating a vibration. And that's what causes a lot of our problems. I got a pretty good cut off of that 40/40, but I wanted to show that so that they could get an idea visually of what I was referring to. I got a little mark right there. I still need to get out. And you hear how that pick is starting to turn? It's wanting to vibrate. So when that happens, you just back off on the pressure a little bit. And I wasn't applying much at all. I was letting the tools work. I got it. Well, almost, but that'll stand out. All right. Time to get back to work. Now I can take some more of this out. My tool is too far away. Dummy. And now it's too low. Nah. That part of the wall is still just a little thick. Doesn't help that I can't see what I'm doing down there. That would be something to be said for turning backwards. But I don't have a grub screw for this truck to do that. A little thick. Check my bit.
You could always drop some super glue on there, Billy. You know how to get that off.
Thanks, Danny.
Sorry, buddy. Just looking
That's
out
all
for
right.
you.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay,
Hey,
you can
Tanya.
see.
Tanya made it.
Oh, hey, Tanya. Tana.
Yeah, she just popped in.
I was telling people about how gifted and talented you are, Tana. She's like, oh my God, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I want to go much deeper than that. Maybe a little bit. But I do want to thin that wall out. I'm probably moving the camera because I'm up against. Okay, well, that took care of everything but right there. A little bit of a ridge. You can, when you're cutting, if you feel the tool, you can actually feel it. It's almost gone. You can feel where it rises and falls. I love the wisps I get off of that tool. You know, is that where it's coming? No, I'm not getting down there to it because I got too much stuff in the bottom. That's why.
Yeah.
No, I'm not really get back there to it. Almost got it. Now we can get straight. I think. Voila. Okay. I can go just a little deep. But I think what I'll do is I may do that with my.
Was that one last cut?
Yeah. Yeah. Famous last word. That one last cut always terrifies me.
It was cloudy.
Let me see where we is. Right at that knuckle. And I think that's going to work because I will just round the bottom of that out. But I want to smooth it all up first so I can see where I am. the transition in the curve in here is smaller radius than this big round nose scraper. So I have to use my equalizer. I got one ridge out, but I still got one. That's not the sound you want to hear. Okay. All righty. Now this is not flat, but it's not round yet either, and it needs to be. You don't want it flat. Yeah, that's a hot spot right there. So I want to go down. And yes, I'm using my scraper instead of one of my guys. I could use my bottom feeder, but it doesn't cut as well as I would like. Will that cut in there? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now I just try to make it round. Okay. You don't want any ridges in there at all. Boy, that's pretty wet in there. I can feel it. This thing is going to move like crazy. Yeah, really? Sometimes you have to stop and home. Ooh, that's getting pretty thin, folks. Well, thinner than maybe it ought to be, but I think it'll be all right. Well, that elm is some pretty stuff.
Yeah, it is. Gonna look nice when you're done.
It is. I agree. The hard part's done, so I'm not worried about blowing it up. I've still got one little ridge right there to get out. I've had people ask me, Billy, why don't you use one of those fancy gauges to show you your wall depth like other people do? Well, because I got a little hump right there. My fingers typically will tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, no better gauge than your finger for a hump, unless it's two fingers.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even wall thickness, you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now it's moved up. Now we're getting on dangerous territory. This is where you do that one last cut thing.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I would stay off that wall.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a slight ridge right in here but it's really, I can feel it, but I don't know if you'd be able to see it. But I was talking about wall thickness. My fingers tell me everything I want to know about my wall thickness. And to prove it, I do have a set of these. I made them. And y'all can't see the other end, but you're going to have to take my word for it. That's not moving. That's dead on. And I'm guessing, yeah, it looks like right about 1/4 of an inch. So I will, when it's all said and done, when the bowl's finished, I'll have bow ties in all of these cracks and in these cracks. And I'll get the bottom all sanded up nice. Now, the question Emiliano was asked, well, how do you finish the bottom? I don't know if that's too wet to sand or not. We can try it. He says he uses a vacuum chuck. And lucky me, I just happen to have one.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we can do here. Oh. My switch for my dust collector was covered with shavings. Now, because I have a relatively steep curve in there, I want to get a little softer. Come on, you're supposed to spin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll stand up nice. Get me a new piece of 120 since that other one decided to fly the coop. All right, I'm probably going to end up handstanding the inside and outside of this, but I want to make this round. Now, because of the shape, you have two options, three options. You can use a jam chuck and cut this off, but using a jam chuck and cutting this off and making it round is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Or you could put this on a set of cold jaws, and because of the way this lip rolls in, you could clamp it internally and make this bottom round. I think I'm gonna like this chuck, folks.
Oh, yes.
It is a
Oh,
heavy
what a
one,
difference. What a difference it makes when you're coring.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt to core with any of the chucks I've got.
Yeah, that 8 pounds makes the difference.
I wonder that that elm should be close grained enough. Look at all these wet shavings. Really, why are you throwing those away? You should put the bowl in them. I'm gonna let it move, that's why. Okay. Put my elbow grabber back in. Now, if I've done this right, and y'all know me, that's never a guarantee. If I've done this right, you know,
Looks good. Looks good from here.
I'm sure a lot of there is some movement there, but I'm almost certain this thing has moved. As wet as it is, it has to have moved some, but it's not bad. How loud is that? I don't think is that vacuum truck too loud?
No.
No, it's fine. Don't hear a thing.
Okay. The real question is that elm close grained enough to be able to hold it? That's the question. This is only the second piece of elm I've ever turned, and I haven't vacuum chucked it, so I don't. It should be fine. I didn't go gorilla on it, but I did try to move it. Now, let's see how good I can blend that into a round bottom. How good? How well? You can tell I'm college graduated.
Always a time and place for the upper crust English. No worries there.
That's about 850 ARPUs. 800, yeah, it's about 850 RPM. I don't know that I want to push it any faster. But I am standing out of the line of fire. You don't want it pointy like the pointy end of an egg. You want it round like the bottom end of an egg.
Good night, Paul. Good night, Neil.
How long have I been going?
An hour and 20 minutes. You're good.
I think that will do once I get it sanded up. Nope, that helps.
Just a small one. Night, Kurt. Indeed, Tim.
So, oh, I got a little trout on the bottom, dang it. But there you have one Calabash bow done the way it's supposed to be done, I think, based on everything I learned from Emiliano. A little bit round in the bottom. Could have been a little more round. But
Billy, could you re-explain the concept of what Miliano was saying on the outside profile of the Calabash bowl compared to the overall round bowl that most of the time you see folks making?
you mean the dimension-wise?
Yes.
Okay. The widest part of the bow is only about a third up from the bottom. So I tried to make that. I missed it a little bit. I think I'm a little high, but the bottom third of the bow at that 1/3 mark should be the widest point of the bow. This part down here should be round like this is. And then up here, it continues to go around, just not as steep, because there are no flats in a calabash. So basically 2/3, you dummy. So basically 2/3 of the bow exists from the widest part up, with the bottom third being starting the widest part down, and it's round. And that's not a bad wall thickness right there, I don't think. I forgot to clean that up before I turn it around. But that's, based on what I learned from Emiliano, I didn't know any of this stuff. I just know I've been doing them wrong. I've been making the lips go way inside. I've been making the round in the middle. I've been wherever I wanted it, whatever. And flat bottom and that kind of thing. But that's not the way you really do a calabash bow. And you notice it always returns to center. There's no flat spots. But because of the center of gravity, because the inside down at the bottom is a little bit thicker, the walls are 1/4 of an inch. The bottom is right at a half. So it will set itself upright. And he said it was, in a lot of the pictures and whatnot, you'd see them dragging poi out of smaller calabash bowls. They just drag it and then let it go, because it always returns to the center.
Excellent.
What did they use the bowls for, Billy?
Well, the bowls originally,
Yeah, we lost your audio.
oh, no, you didn't. I just quit talking.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently I don't multitask very well. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, or turn and talk. I try my best, but so originally the bowls were made for poi food, not just poi, but their food. It was, they would take these calabash gourds, at least I think they're called calabash gourds, and they vary in diameter, but they come up like the bowl does, and then they come taper into a long neck, and they cut that off at that taper, and they would hollow them out, let them dry, and they would use them for food, for utility purposes. We use bowls, and so they would put their food in them. And then it got to the point where somebody, I guess, decided they were going to take a piece of wood and start making that shape into a bowl. But the thing is, only Hawaiian royalty were ever given those. And Emiliano was telling me there's a number of Cree, I don't remember what the words he used were. There's in the Natural British Museum of History or something like that. There's a number of bowls also in a historical museum in Hawaii, but they were given to royalty. The peasants didn't have them because it just took so long to make them because they were hacking them out with those basalt rocks.
No, thanks for the demo, Billy.
Long before
Yes.
turning came along.
What a great demo. Thank you very much.
Great demo, Billy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good demo.
I probably didn't do it near the justice Emiliano did, but I was impressed by it enough to want to share it, I guess.